um, something like another project like how you just did H-Town, would you do something like that again, or was that experience something like it's kind of not up your alley?
I will do it again, only if it's on another level,
Meaning, like, you mean more
production
legit?
wise,
Okay.
uh, all of those things, because it's very important when you're doing projects like that, especially for me as a comedian. As a comedian, it's like, all right, if I'm gonna take a chance to do that type of project, it gotta be it gotta be just all the way right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And that's something we discussing in the Houston film community.
mm,
Just elevating our game. Because we can't waste no more scripts.
okay.
So if I'm gonna be involved, it just got to be at a higher level.
Okay. And then here, like on this podcast, man, like real big, like we're real big on like self improvement and just trying to just show people how to get their foot in the door, interview people, you know what I'm saying, that can pretty much show them how to segue into actual the social media world. Obviously, on all platforms, YouTube, everything. Um, can you share real quick how you came from not as confident and like you're on cloud now, like can't nobody knock you off? Like, how'd you get those steps like to get where you at?
I think I was like I say,
Like how you spoke
I
on
always had
earlier.
confidence.
Okay. Like
Yeah, I always had confidence, but just being in this entertainment business, it's a part where you go through learning experiences,
mm,
and you try to learn so much that you forget the confidence
mm,
because you learning. You might be looking up to people, and you just might get distracted on just the number one rule is confidence. If I tell you I can stop, I can catch raindrops with a straight face and
mm,
confidence, you might believe me.
okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I can't right now. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
probably impossible. But at the same time, if I say it with my chest out, you gonna believe me. So it's all about once I start building my own and uh building it brick by brick and doing these things and putting out these things, I start getting confident. I start knowing. Once I start learning more, I start knowing and doing better and the feedback I got, it just made me just confident, more confident every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm,
think I think it's the building process and going putting in the years of grinding.
okay.
Because in the comedy world, 10 years is still a baby. The
Yeah.
stand up comedy
Mm.
world, that's still young.
Oh
Stand
yeah.
up comedy is a grown man's game.
Mm,
You
okay.
know what I'm saying? I feel like, I mean, of course, we can always be funny in our coming up in stand up, but once you get to that 30 and 40 mark,
Mm-hmm.
50 mark, you done been through so much to where now you got so much to talk about
Yeah.
and relatable and realistic shit.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I just feel like as time goes, you'll gain confidence, you'll gain respect, you'll gain everything you need just putting in the time.
Okay. And then how could you speak on like being a comedian? Is it more comedy and storytelling, or is it more comedy and truth when it comes to being a comedian?
Truth.
Okay. I was
Truth
just
is
yeah.
always, yeah. Comedy is a true sport,
Yeah.
but it's truth with uh a little spin to it.
Yeah. Okay. I always see
You
like
know what
I
I'm
always see that
saying?
comedians can get away with telling the truth with saying something that's nobody else won't say because like
Right.
yeah, they honest and they open with it. That's
Yeah.
the point.
So for an example, I always when I say my daddy on drugs, right?
Mm,
Uh, most people would say, "Damn, that's messed up." But I look at my daddy like, man, my daddy been on drugs since I was born. You know what I'm
mm,
saying?
mm,
And I take that as him being committed to something,
mm,
to to is your daddy been on the job for 40 years.
Mm.
My daddy been doing drugs for 40 years.
I get what you're saying about that.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I take it as, man, that's what he want to do with his life.
Yeah.
He never stopped. I'm inspired by that. Like, the consistency of doing this shit and not quitting is inspiring as hell. I tell you right now, my dad is like the Michael Jordan of crackhead. He's untouchable. Can nobody knock him off his game with smoking crack? You know what I'm saying? I tell you this. He didn't try rehab. He didn't try goddamn giving his life to God. He got baptized 30 times.
The church thing, everything.
He tried everything. He tried everything. Only thing that got him off his mark was when my mama got a new boyfriend. Well, a husband. Okay. I'm talking about he got his life together so quick. He gained weight. He gained weight, man. He started calling us every day. Hey, you need something? You need something? You change the oil on your truck? Hey, man, he was trying to be a better daddy, man. And recently, I seen my uncle, and my uncle was like, "Hey, man, I seen your daddy." I was like, "You did?" Because I barely see him. I was like, "You did?" He said, "Yeah, I seen him on the bus." I was like, how he look? He good?" My uncle just took a deep breath, like, man. I was like, damn. But he say, when my daddy got off the bus, he said my daddy looked back and was like, "I'll never let a woman get me off my game again."
Okay.
And I say, that's why my daddy the greatest crackhead that ever. And that's how I feel.
True story, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I get that it is truth and all that, but it just flipped around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I can understand all that, man. For real. And then people got to appreciate the truth and comedy at the same time, man. You got to understand what you're saying and like absorb the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's the art of comedy. You know, you just flipping. You putting 10 on a 1.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the truth is 1, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where you get to the real comedy. You know what I'm saying?
That's so.
Flipping that whole thing and letting it go. But you gotta learn that type of shit though.
Yeah.
That's not learned at year 1. Year 1 is confidence, stage presence. Year 2, same thing. Year 3 is, all right, let me get this material right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's what it is.
And then, not to say, it's happened to you. I know it has to happen to some people, especially when you're doing comedy. Like, you wanted to do an event or do a show somewhere, and somebody, I guess you say, like, man, he's funny, but he ain't that funny. I'll get back to you. Like, how do you let that type of critique not knock you off your game? Like, just because one person don't think you funny, like, to not have to reevaluate yourself, like, man, am I not that funny? Like, or is he just tripping?
All I need is the 1% of the world population to find me funny.
Okay.
Everybody can't find you funny, man. Everybody find you funny, they lying.
That's true.
They lying. Everybody like you, bro. Something wrong with you. You just fake. If everybody like you fake, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't shit. Go look at my comments. See how many comments you know. Do you actually go back and look at your comments? Yeah, man. That ain't. Come on, man. That's irrelevant. Okay. We on positive stuff. Like, we just gotta cater to the people that think we funny. Yeah. And somebody that think you funny now might not think you funny later.
True enough.
And somebody that not think you funny now gonna think you funny when you later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's just the game.
I get you.
I don't do this for nobody validation. I do it because I loved it. That's why I got into it. Well, that's not why I got into it. Once I figured out, like, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm not doing it for nobody. This is what I want to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But I can't have nobody booing me though at no show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
No, I don't want them. Even though it happens, but you know.
Okay.